What's going on? It's welcome to 2020. Happy New Year. Or is it past that time? I had this discussion. I said, let's just get into it. I haven't seen y'all or spoken to y'all or uploaded anything since November, but guess what? It's January 2020. I haven't uploaded anything since Govember. When I was out there running, I got 52 miles, man. That's a lot of miles. Anyway, but what is the cutoff for Happy New Year? It's an old topic. It's probably been around since the start of time. I talked about this with a good friend of mine, and I told him the 2nd of January is the cutoff. That's it. January 2nd is the cutoff because Happy New Year happens at midnight, right? January 1st. And then you go to sleep, hungover. You wake up, hungover. You tell everybody that day, Happy New Year. And everybody that January 2nd, Happy New Year. By the 3rd, 4th, 5th, if you don't know it's the new year yet, if you're not writing the previous year on the 3rd and 4th, you're useless. Get out of here. There's no more Happy New Years after that. After the 2nd, that's the cutoff. But I'm saying it right now. It's way beyond the 2nd because you know I upload every week. A new episode every week. But I haven't talked to y'all since November. But anyway. But yeah, I'm back, man. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm here. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever, website. I'm everywhere. But I haven't gone anywhere. Anyway, what's in the news, man? Let's talk about what's in the news. I was thumbing through something. I don't know which one it was. But I see, man, this is some of my concern, right? I've been podcasting, I think, for 4 years. Technically, I think I started. I don't know, whatever it is. But I see that Lizzo is off of Twitter because of trolls, right? And when I read that, I thought, this is what I thought about that. I said, so I saw her, I don't know, last year, whatever, she's snowed in Houston, so she does a song or whatever. Now she's pretty popular. And I'm thinking, man, she's quitting Twitter. She's quitting an internet-based thing because there are people out there that are, they don't have a face. They're not saying things to her face, you know what I mean? And she's quitting Twitter, letting these people get to her. And I was literally thinking, man, people would kill to be where she is, where she is quitting. People are grinding. They're 40, 50-year-olds still trying to rap from 1986. They would kill to be where she is. And she's quitting Twitter, man. And it was just frustrating because she's a positive person. I think the what do you call it? The media pushes this body positivity on her and all this stuff. So she's a positive person, which is great. But for her to let basically negativity get her to not do what she does, and that's just be herself. You know what I mean? She got a lot of flack for wearing basically underwear to that Lakers. I think it was a Lakers game. And between you and me, people were like, well, it's only because it's Lizzo. If it were Rihanna, you would praise it. I wouldn't. I think it's gross, man. You are a woman, right? You are a lady. You should dress and present yourself as a lady. When you don't do that, when you walk around in your underwear or like old Selena in a bustier, it's going to govern some type of reaction from people. Some of it good. See, that's the danger. Is it good because they're gawking at you or looking at you? You want the attention. That's why you wear it. Or it could be bad. Or they say, well, put on some clothes. You know what I mean? Some people feel like that those images and that type of clothing is only reserved for your significant other. But when you're out there flaunting it, you're going to get that negativity. And she got that negativity, man. But I looked at it like, well, yeah, man, put some clothes on. Nothing. And that's the thin line you get with, is it because she's, I don't know how big she is, maybe she's 250 pounds. I don't know. But is it because she's that large and then she wears stuff like that? So then she's sort of reinforcing the body positive thing to not cover up. But then if a woman was her height and 100 and, I don't know, 20 pounds, I don't know how tall she is, and she wore the same thing, wouldn't the person get the same flack for the outfit, not the confidence to wear it? I don't know, man. It's like it almost seemed, now I've seen her, maybe because she's famous now or more popular than she was, but it seems like she puts on an act, like, as if she has to be this way, when before she was humble. And I'm definitely not saying that you shouldn't, if you work hard and you put in the time, whether that time is a week or 10 years, if you put in that time and you start to become famous, I'm not saying you should always be humble. You should definitely enjoy some of it. But I remember at that Lakers game, they had some footage of her behind, I think she was walking down the hallway or whatever it was, and it seemed like she turned it on instead of just, just wearing some clothes and then going to the game. It was just odd to me, man. But yeah, she's and if you're listening to this, that is old news, right? But I gotta give you my opinion. That's what I do. But I saw that she got off Twitter, man, and it's a shame because everywhere you go, there's going to be negative people, negative things. I mean, if negative, there's going to be negative people and negative things, and she let that get to her. She let that crack her. You know what I mean? I don't think she should have done that. She should have weeded through it all like she's done so far. You're telling me that people were making fun of her, period, for whatever, in junior high school and high school. I don't know if she went to college or anything, but that's just what people do. And now that you're exposing yourself via the internet, you're going to get more of both. You're going to get more people saying, hey, way to go, it's a great song. And you're going to get more people saying, just shut up. Nobody wants to hear that. It's a shame, man. She let it get to her. I was looking at one of these articles about her. She says they say she went to Instagram. She says 2009 was a year her father died. 2009, she was living in her car, cried herself to sleep on Thanksgiving. Also in 2009, she was a girl in Houston, Texas, with no plan, no hope, and no will to carry on. And in 2019, her album went #1. I would think, and this is coming from a guy who doesn't have, success by comparison. Everybody defines their own success. But looking at her, coming from a guy who doesn't have success like her, I look at it and go, you went from, you're somebody always, but you went from nobody to somebody. And you should just ride that wave, man. There should be nothing that's pulling you down, only because you know that she's younger than me, so she was born into the internet. People are just going to be negative. That's just what people do. But you have to not take the high road, but maintain the high road. That's like, it's your birthday and somebody wants to be, you go out to eat and somebody wants to be a jerk, or the waiter wants to be a jerk or something, or whatever. It's a bad day for them. Why would you let that bring you down? You know what I mean? You should just keep it moving. She's gone this far, and it looks like it. I have parents that have passed away. It's the pits, man. But you're gonna dwell on that a little bit, but you always have to figure a way out. I did. She did. She kept going. She made these hit songs. She's doing videos, and it's a shame though. I'm telling you, man. I hope she gets back on and figures it out, because it's almost like she's almost like a parent that, gives in. Like, she's such a role model without trying. She's a role model for people, and then she's giving in. That's what I'm saying. People would kill to be where she is, man. Just where she is to quit. I don't know how many Instagram, I don't know how many Twitter followers she has or whatever, but that's a goal for some people. Some people, exposure, period. Followers, exposure, hit songs, success, how do you say it? In whatever they're doing, success in that same manner, right? She has a hit song or hit album. Their success may be getting hired as an actor in, a blockbuster movie, or somebody that does art, getting selling a piece for, $100,000 or something. people would kill to be where she is, and she's there, and she's calling it quits on something that I feel like she should know is it would happen for sure. I'll tell again, it's like with me with this podcast. If I would ever really upload consistently and have good content and actually pick a lane, man. And I'm thankful for the 17 people, 18 now, that actually listen to this podcast. So, hit me up and ask me when's the next episode and consistently listen. I'm very thankful for those people, but I know if for whatever reason, however it happened, hopefully through hard work and the better choices for the podcast, if I ever get to a point where I'm consistently hitting 10,000 streams per episode, and then getting discovered by people. Like I discovered podcasts. I just discovered one, and then I went back probably 100 episodes, If I ever get to that, I know there's going to be some backlash. There's going to be some, especially for older episodes, there's going to be like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Your video quality is horrible, whatever it is. And there's just going to be people that like that. But there's also with all of those negative people, there's going to be people coming through going, oh man, that's great. I'm from Cincinnati and I started the podcast because of you or whatever it is, whatever the connection is, I just feel like she should have known that. I'm not blaming her. I mean, she can do whatever she wants. It doesn't affect me. The only way it affects me is I don't have anything to talk about on the podcast. But, I just look at that and go, man, I hope she gets through it, just to kind of show them or show herself that, she's strong. And I know people that get called strong that don't want to be called strong. And I think their thought process about certain things is just let's get through it because they know they can get through it because they've been to worse places and they've gotten through it. And so that every second, every day, that getting through the last thing helps them get through the next thing, but they don't look at themselves as strong. And I feel like Lizzo taking these lumps, she should whatever, do whatever she wants. Again, I hope she gets through it. So then she'll never have to look back at this again. Or she'll look back at it and go, well, yeah, that, I got, punched in the face on that one, but she'll never have to quit Twitter again. The other thing too is when people like her, when they make these announcements, I think Cardi B did it. She went off of Instagram or something. I'm a bad example, but just stop using it. Just stop. You have a website, you have tours, you're putting out albums, you have Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok and Pinterest and whatever else. So what? You quit one platform. I know, I don't know them, but I've seen famous people, absolutely famous people that don't do anything on their Facebook page. Maybe they just quit Facebook or they don't care about it. That's fine. But when these people make these announcements, I'm quitting Twitter, and then she goes over to Instagram and talks about it. Just take a break, man. So I think no different than your job, right? Your occupation, even your family. I think you have to take a break with everything. You can give so much, and then you kind of get burned out, or you're starting to see yourself crumble a little bit and not put out quality product. And I feel like she should have just not did it, man. And then went to go talk to a psychiatrist or psychiatrist. I don't know. If you know, phone in, give me a call, SMS, text me or whatever. But I mean, she should have talked to somebody and got some help about it. There's nothing wrong with taking a break. But I do feel like that's the trick, is they feel compelled to make these announcements. Like, just don't do it. Just log off. Log out of Twitter, log out of Instagram, whatever, delete the app, whatever it is. Get rid of it. Take a break for a while. But I hope she gets through it. There's a picture of her shaking her butt at the Lakers game. I just look at that like, that's distasteful though. Like, why would you do that? Because I feel like things like that happen. She goes to the Lakers game in a G thong, and then is upset because people are talking negative about her. What do you think is going to happen? You put yourself on display like that, people are already gonna not like you. You can be fully clothed, all the manners in the world. People are gonna not like you, and then she's gonna do that, and then that's where I think she kind of pushes the button of the people with the negativity. Like, yeah, let me do this. I don't care what they think. Apparently, you do care. If you didn't care, you'd still be on Instagram. I mean, you'd still be on Twitter. I don't know. That kind of stuff bothers me, man. The announcements and, it doesn't hurt, doesn't matter. It does, man. It's okay. But I don't know. So anyway, that's my new year, reading about Lizzo. And then, did you see, who am I talking to? I don't know, the 17, 18, 19 people that are listening to this right now. So Rihanna wanted to, this is the crazy part about me. I've listened to Shaggy not consistently, right? Because he's, put an album out, doesn't put an album out in 6 years, right? But Shaggy is a legend in the game. Legend. You want a Jamaican accented singer, talker on the track, you're getting Shaggy or, Sean Paul. One of those two. You're going to pay him their little fee, give them the production points or whatever they want in the contract, and you get that song, or you get that voice on the song. Well, Shaggy passed up Shaggy passed on working with Rihanna on her new album because he didn't want to audition. That dude's a veteran. You don't make that dude audition, man. You present the song to him and go, hey, man, I want you to say this part on this song. And then if they decline, you go, okay, they want to be a part of the song. For real. Can't make Shaggy. Shaggy! It wasn't me. Come on, man. Make that boy. You ain't make him do anything. He didn't do it. Go ask him to daggone audition for Rihanna. Easy, buddy. Easy. Umbrella remix, Shaggy featuring Rihanna, 2007. That's nutso, man. Speaking of all this stuff, man. Yeah. So it's 2020. I haven't uploaded since November. 2019 was a pretty hectic year. It wasn't hectic. I mean, I just got back. Just came back to Maryland. And I got a new job, and I'm trying to get back in with the family, so trying to balance that was rough, man. I talked to my wife about it, and she was saying, she's a psych major. She was saying that your boy is or was depressed, man. And now that I think about it, I don't know, what is that, power of suggestion? Now that I think about it, like not putting out episodes of the podcast, plenty of planning, got a podcast, got a podcast studio kind of set up where my stuff is, permanently there, which I had before when I was, when I was out. It just wasn't the same, but now I have a permanent spot. All my stuff is set up. I've had many podcasts in my car talking to myself about different topics and just for hours, man. Writing a gang of topics, talking to people. But I noticed over the past year, 2018, even 2019, it's like I didn't have the drive to do it. And this is just about the most free it's just about the most free platform you can have to do and talk about whatever you want. I mean, I just mentioned it that I really don't have a lane when it comes to what this podcast is about. It's not about sports, it's not about empowerment, it's not about being an entrepreneur, it's not about um, stocks. Like it's not about anything. And I'm not springboarding off of a career choice. Like some people, I know some guys that are in the military that their podcast is kind of military driven. It's a heavy influence there. There's veterans, Jocko, and I can't think of the guy, Tim Kennedy. Like there's these people out there that do that. Then there's comedians that do it, and they springboard their podcast from their comedy. But I just remember we were talking about it, and a lot of stuff has changed, man. And when she brought up that depression thing, I kind of thought, like, yeah, maybe I am, you know. And it's hard for me to see it because, I mean, maybe I do see it, but once you talk about it and really, you know, think about what someone's saying, it is. I just fell into the same routine of really not doing anything. The one thing that I don't know, man. One thing that I think I did notice was I was always sleepy, always tired, just wanted to lay in bed and do nothing. Even though I'll get up at 3 or 4 in the morning, but I just didn't. I had no drive to do anything, and I think that's what really bugged me was I didn't want to do my podcast. Not going to work, whatever. That happens. That's people's lives, right? But I thought, man, the one thing that I created and got started and put the work in for, I didn't even want to do that. You know, it got to a point where so it's a slippery slope because I didn't do one episode 1 week, and then that turned into a month, and then that turned into 4 months, and it almost turned into a year. And you can go back and listen to probably, I don't know, the last 10 episodes. I don't even know how many episodes I did in 2019. I may have done 4 episodes, you know. But we were talking about that, and it was rough, man. That was part of why I did that Govember thing, was to really kind of force myself to get out there and do something. It's the thing where, you know, you lose your job and you get depressed or you don't know where to turn, and it's the easiest place you can be because you can start anywhere. So that's why Govember came about. I just had to do something, and it kind of snapped me out of it for a while. But really talking to my wife, man, she helped me with it, smacked me in the face with it. And I spoke about it before, about just surrounding yourself with good people, man. If you don't do that, then, you know, it's not hard to find your drive and the reason that you do things. But if you start slipping, there's nobody there to tell you you're slipping. You can, but the self-talk only goes so far. You know, even with Govember, right? And I've ran for years. You get to that point where you start to see the same people up there every morning. They're running, they're at the gym or whatever, and those are the people that you connect with. I didn't have anybody. I just had her. You know, I think Louis Simmons said it. He says, if you walk with the lame, you'll develop a limp. I'm a firm believer in that. You will become the people that you surround yourself with, your friends. And you don't necessarily do it on purpose, you know. But if you're around a bunch of people that are doing big things and moving forward in life and starting businesses and going to, you know, conferences or whatever, you're either gonna do that and move your life forward like that, or you're not, and you're gonna not necessarily not move forward, but not move at the same pace. But that daggone depression thing was a slap in the face. Because I always felt like I was a bit down all the time, you know, and I don't know, is it from what I've been through where I know everything can be taken away from you in a second. You know, so I live a little bit humble, but then I also understand that, you know, I'm responsible for my own happiness and my own goals and my own outcome. I can only do what I can do. But if I'm not doing that, then I can't blame anyone else for me not succeeding. And usually I can, usually if I get on the ropes, get my head too much, I can get myself out of it. Yeah, but this time, man, it wasn't. I was probably going through that for sure in 2019, all of 2019, since January, for sure. When I was working out of the country, it was different. You get lonely, and you kind of get into a routine, especially if you don't want to change up too much. You can, when you're out of the country or something, you're not around your family for an extended period of time, you can maybe regress, going out to clubs and lounges and all that kind of stuff. And I've done that. I've done that since I was 17, and I've lost that. It doesn't do anything for me. The spark isn't there, so that wasn't an option. So just trying to get out of it, man. I started playing video games again. I got into that heavy, setting up, mixer accounts, and just trying to do something to break the I don't know, the slump. But my wife sent me down, dude. That was big. Big ticket stuff, man. That's the what is that? Sickness and health line. When you get married, that's the part that no one wants to talk about. And thankfully, she probably suffered from it too. She did. With me in the house and kids and trying to maintain the house, and I'm finally get back, and she's looking at me like, oh man, I finally have some help, and I was trying to help. I was doing what I thought I could, but sometimes, man, I'm just in my head, and it started to show. Yeah, it started to show last year for sure. But yeah, I'm back, man, and it's a long time coming, man. I'm telling you, even trying to upload a podcast was like, oh, I want to do it. I've had it set up where I'm just like, let's do it. I got the computers on. Get the mics plugged in, and I just don't do it. It almost reminded me of when I was maybe in my 20s, for surely a teenager, where I would find more reasons to not do something than to do it, even if it was something that I knew I needed to do, or I should do. I would find a reason to not do it, and that's where I got to, man, when I was much older. I definitely listened to one book that helped me was David Goggins has a book, Can't Hurt Me. I got the audio book, man. I'm not a reader like that. I got his audio book, so I think I've listened to that thing 50 times. I got a nice drive to work. I listen to it to work. I listen to it on the way home. If I'm cleaning up, I listen to it. And some of the stuff, some of the things that he said in that book, that helped him get through his childhood, get through buds. I think he get through buds twice. I think 3 times. Third time he got through, or one time he was a reservist. But some of the things that he said, some of his just his thought process, man, it really helped me to get through some challenging times. I think I got back in January. So listen to that dude and that stinking book. I'm out there running in February, 30-degree weather and shorts and a t-shirt, just getting it because it was something that I don't want to do. It was uncomfortable. And the wildest part is I felt great doing it. It was that thing when you're an adult or you get to a maturity level or whatever it is, and you finally do it and you own it and you say, oh, that's what I needed, and again, kind of like Lizzo, where, so now, for example, I ran, and I've run before when it's cold out, but not consistently like that. I was running, I want to say 5 or 6 days a week. It was every day because I worked nights, so I was running every single day. But now that I've done that consistently, I don't care what temperature it is, hot outside, cold outside, I'll run if I have the time. right? If I make the time. And that's what a lot of at Govember was all about, where I just ran and ran and ran. And the best part about that, I think I talked about it on the episode, it was I kind of wanted people to cheer me on, but then I also didn't, just to see how far I can go, and I think from the first post about that, I don't know, maybe it was 20 people. 20 people liked it or whatever it was. You can go on the Facebook page and see it. And then it got down to about 2 people, and they would just come through, hit like, which is fine. But that's when I saw, oh, okay. And that's life. Just like your first kid, oh, everybody's happy. And your second, third, fourth kid, no one cares. It's like that first post, people are like, oh man, Govember, let's get out and do it, man. Posting, what you did that day and how many steps you got or whatever. And then people go, yeah, who cares? And I think I thrived off of that. That's why, I don't know, man. Just my brain works like that sometimes. It's like I want the success, but then I don't. I don't know, man. Maybe that's me. That is me, which is the weirdest thing. Anyway, yeah, that depression stuff is real, man. And I really realize, okay, I gotta stop talking about this though. This is my last point. With depression, with any sort of depression, maybe symptoms or hints. And this is what I told people, and this is what I do believe, is that people that are depressed, right? Maybe not clinically. Maybe they're just, maybe like me, just a whole year where they just can't seem to get things right, their mind right. A lot of times they want their life to change, but they don't know how to make it change, or they don't have the confidence to make it change. But a lot of times that's what it is. They want something in their life to change. And it was a long time trying to figure out what it was that I wanted or that I needed to change. And I don't know. I literally just started doing things that I didn't want to do. I'm telling you, man, that daggone Can't Hurt Me really, really shook my brain up. It got to the point where I would wash the dishes when I didn't want to do. When I absolutely did not want to do it, I did it. And just those little nuggets, man, those are the things that got me through. And those are the things that I'll probably use forever, And then recently, okay, maybe this is the last thing I'll talk about. And recently, I can't remember where it was, Instagram or Facebook, there was a post about you as I don't know if it was the man, but it was definitely the whatever parent it is. It said there was a list of things, how to improve your life or something like that, whatever it was, Instagram is. And it said one of them was, before you go in the house after work, you actually, if you need to, you sit in the car for 10 minutes and kind of clear your head of everything that happened outside the house. And then the second you step in the door, you throw a big smile on your face and you bring the room up. You liven the house up. And I did that and it worked, Still, I got a nice little drive, nice ride home. So by the time I got home, got myself together, man, walked through the door, and it works. It's little things like that I think if you're ever feeling down or doubt yourself, one, call somebody, text somebody, whatever it is. But two, you have to take ownership of it. You have to really, dig your heels in, or not dig your heels in, but you really have to take steps forward to change it. Whatever you think that is, if you think, not that you need to be more assertive, but if you just need to take more control and responsibility, then do that, and that's what I did. I'm still struggling with it, but as you hear right now, actually recording a pod. I hope I'm recording this thing. Ain't that something? Sitting there talking 87 minutes and not recording. But I'm actually sitting there recording an episode, and I feel like I have something to say on it, So that's that about depression and getting through it. But again, man, if you guys are struggling with anything, and you're not crying about it, you're not, um, reach out, man. Reach out to me. Shit, I'm on everything. If you want to talk about something. Anyway, let's get out of that, dude. Let's get out of that. All right. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for listening, man. For real. Like I said, I've been doing this for, I don't know, I think 3 or 4 years for sure. And people consistently, listen to the episodes and, download them and they talk to me about them. Yeah. All right, man. What's next? Oh, so then, so what we did, speaking of, my wife and the family and everything, I went to a thing called Enchanted DC. So check this out. So my wife is like, all right, man, you're back. We got a whole year, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, now 1,000 years together. We need to start doing things for the family, like with the family. Let's start making these memories, start, doing something, right? And I thought about that too. I said, so I'm in Maryland now. I'll be in Maryland every week, same bat time, same bat channel. But I was thinking about it too. I said, man, I've as a child I went to, Washington Monument, and I went down to the White House and all that stuff. But as an adult, man, I haven't made any memories, And then with family, the same thing. So my wife says, all right, well, we're gonna go to the Enchanted DC or something. It's down at the or was at least at the National. What is this called? The Nationals baseball stadium, right? So I'm like, whatever. Let's roll. Let's get it, man. So, my wife was into it. Tickets. I don't know. I think we got tickets. Whatever it was. So we get down there. It's at the baseball stadium. There's metal detectors. There's security out. There's a gang of people. Oh, and then you get to buy a slot for the times. Like, all right, man, you got to show up between 9 o'clock and 9:30. Help with the flow. I was like, all right, bet we're in there, baby. So we get down there, and it was pretty decent, man. Nice show. They had the you go down there and you get this map and you find the reindeer, Santa's reindeer and all this stuff. It was pretty cool, man. Some good sights, good pictures. We walked around DC. Did not go to Five Guys down there. Did not. I'll mess up some Five Guys right now. Pause. Anyway, so we get down there. So of course, we got to eat, and there were some things. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's an event for like Christmas and, just that's the theme. Well, that was the theme. But we get down there and 98% of the food was all baseball food. And I was upset because I thought it'd be different. Don't get it twisted. I thought, that we're at the baseball stadium. So they use the baseball facilities to make Christmas food or whatever. Not nachos, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, like just regular stuff, man. They had a few things, man. They had waffles and stuff, but I was a little upset, man. That's my Enchanted DC story, but it was good, man. We'll probably go again next year. I don't know. But if you ever do get a chance to go, it's solid. Just know that you ain't getting nothing fancy. They had like fried cheese, waffles, chili cheese fries. It was all right. It was something to do. It was one of those things that I'm glad we did. We went down. We were down there like a couple hours. It wasn't bad, man. And then we got on up out of there. Kind of glad we're done with that. I don't want to do it again. Why would I want to do it again? Anyway, yeah, man. So, I don't know. Look at this. Will you look at this? I don't know, man. I guess that's it. That's my New Year's podcast. Short but sweet this year. This episode. Again, I'm on iTunes. I'm everywhere you can get the podcast. Spotify's on there too now. I actually got the podcast on there. If you can't get it somewhere, let me know. I'll see what I can do to get it on there for some kind of special, I don't know, special request format thing or whatever. Let me know, please, please, please. I don't know, man. It's been my battery is sufficient. Oh, I got one more thing. This has been bugging me for a while. Bugging me. This right here has bothered me since day one. It's 2019. It's a 2019 issue. I'm going to say this, and I'm just running with it. I believe it. Lil Nas Old Town Road is a good song. There, I said it. I'm done. It's a good song. I'm tired of people. It upset me when they were talking about it's not country enough. Whatever, man. It's a good song. Lil Nas Old Town Road is a good song. There, I said it. That's it. Argue me. Please. Please argue me. Old Town Road is a good song. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but listen to it. I don't know why he's got Wrangler on his booty. I don't know why he's got Lean All in his something, but it's a good song, man. Then Billy Ray went on there, flipped it. Hold my guitar. Watch this. We'll make it extra country. I just saw that daggone video from that boy. Old Town Road's a good song. Hashtag there I said it. If you got something to say about it, hit me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of it. I believe it. Old Town Road, Lil Nas X. It's a good song. There I said it. New hashtag. There I said it. All right. I'm going to see y'all next week. I'm out.